Ningaloo Reef.
How long?
Or I'm sorry, 3 days.
3
not
days.
3 weeks. That would be insane.
We knew we wouldn't be sailing Starry Horizons out to the west coast of Australia, but Ningaloo Reef sounded too amazing to miss. So we did the next best thing. Flew across the country and hopped on Shore Thing for a live-aboard dive charter with Sail Ningaloo. There was no time wasted getting out to the reef, and I can't lie, it felt absolutely wonderful to watch sails going up without doing the work ourselves. Once the anchor was down, I got Captain Luke to share a few cool facts about the reef.
The reef's 300 kilometres long. It's the longest fringing reef in the world, actually, and it's the only fringing reef on the western side of a continental landmass. It's really unique because there's actually a warm water current that runs from the north to the south on the western side of Australia here, whereas with most continental landmasses, it's usually a cool water current that runs up from the south. So, yeah, very, very unique.
So clearly we've been doing this wrong all this time.
Yeah, obviously we need crew on Starry Horizons.
Yeah, just chauffeur us around everywhere. That would be how to do it.
I wonder if we really did ask for crew, how many of you guys would be interested?
Probably a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Our life is pretty good.
We settled in for a nice relaxing night before waking up early the next morning to head out on the first of several spectacular dives.
Well, what did we just do to start the morning?
We did an 8 a.m. dive.
Now that's the way to make the day get off to a good start, huh?
It was great too. Let's see, we spotted some pale yellow eels and a stonefish. Well, it was a very good spot on my part, but we also spotted 2 nudibranchs, and I spotted one of them. I was very proud of myself because those things are tiny.
Little tiny teeny things, but those were like our best ever, like first ever spot,
Yeah, I don't know that we'd ever seen them before, so that was pretty awesome. And what else did we see? A blue spotted stingray, and lots of fish, and 2 lionfish. I think those were the highlights. It was very productive for 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get another dive in before lunch.
What a bummer for us, huh?
Moving between dive spots, I was amazed at how shallow the water was. The charts were basically useless, and Captain Luke had spent years mapping all the bommies inside the reef. After seeing all the waypoints he dropped for dangerous bommies, I was even more happy that we weren't sailing here on our boat. 2 dives in a day is a lot of activity for us, and we slept hard that night. The next day, we set out for even more diving, including my favorite of the trip at Osho's Gap.
This is a grey reef shark cleaning station. Okay, so that's the main purpose of us going there. We're going to be anchored here and we're heading here. See these 2 big bommies here? Just in front of that, this is Osho's Gap here. And basically what the sharks do is they're swimming against the current and they come up over the top of the coral and they just swim very, very slowly over the top of the coral. So all the little fish can go in their gills and eat all the parasites and stuff. If we're lucky, they'll sit on a 45 degree, open up their mouth. So you'll see all the little wrasps go in their mouth and clean their teeth for them.
All right, Chu, let's get an update. What have you been doing?
We did a dive this morning and a snorkel.
And how many yesterday?
2 dives and 2 snorkels yesterday.
You've been busy.
I'm a happy camper.
The diving wasn't over yet. We had another scheduled for that afternoon. The whole day was a bit of a celebration for us as it was our anniversary, and we enjoyed it as our crew and fellow divers danced around and put on a show. Amy and I have done some pretty amazing things to celebrate our anniversary while we've been married, but there's just something about going diving and coming back to a delicious homemade meal that makes the day extra special, especially when you don't have to cook said meal or do the dishes afterwards. For our final day aboard, most of the guests chose to go do one last snorkel. I elected to stay in the boat for some devious activities.
Bye, David. Have fun.
Bye, everyone!
Don't steal my boat.
Oh, no guarantees!
That's a real threat this time. Usually I don't have to worry about that.
really close to a blue-spotted stingray.
Really?
And I saw what I think is a trident, like about this big, with his foot fully extended, and his operculum out. That was pretty neat. I think it was a trident. I don't really know.
But good snorkel then, huh?
It was good snorkel.
Well done. All too soon, we were headed back to the dock and had to say goodbye to the new friends we'd made over the last few days. As you can see, we're back on land now. We have made our way up to Exmouth, which is a bit further north, and we're gonna do a whale swim, or whale shark swim.
Whale shark swim.
Yes, but I gotta say, the Ningaloo Reef, that was freaking stunning.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, I mean, the diving was incredible. The coral was really impressive. We saw sharks and turtles and fish, and we're on a sailboat that we didn't have to sail. I mean, I think that's probably my favorite part. But Luke, the whole crew, those guys were freaking awesome.
They were great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we really want to thank them for partnering with us. It was an awesome trip.
Yeah, so, all right, and now, whale sharks. Sweet. Exmouth is extremely remote and has a fascinating history intertwined with the military. In fact, the airport we landed at is an active Air Force base. Plus, as we were driving out to our boat for the day, we could see the massive radio towers of a naval communication station. The towers are used to send radio transmissions to US and Australian Navy ships and submarines in the Western Pacific and Eastern Indian Oceans. Hey, you.
What's up?
Ready to go see some whale sharks?
Yes, I am.
What did we just learn? They are not actual whales.
Not whales, because whales are mammals. Whale sharks are sharks, and therefore they are the largest fish.
That's just weird.
I guess so.
Once on the boat, we got a safety briefing and then a talk covering the procedures to properly swim with the whale sharks. Don't approach them from the front, no riding the whale sharks, and follow the instructions of the guides at all times. In order to find the whale sharks, the boats have spotter planes that circle above and radio the captain when one is found. We snuck through the reef into deeper water, and it wasn't long before the engine started howling and we took off in search of our first whale shark. Apparently we found a whale shark because we're freaking flying right now.
This poor little tender being dragged behind us. Oh boy. The tender's catching a bit of air.
When we got close to the location, we sat down on the back step, waiting with rising anticipation for the signal to jump in. Finally, we got the green light, hopped in the water, and saw nothing. So what's going on, babe?
I smell like oranges.
You smell like what?
Oranges.
Well, that's not quite what I had in mind.
So we have been on the back step 4 times, and the whale sharks keep diving.
Yeah, they do not want to say hi to us today. It's very rude.
There's actually 3 boats, or 2 other boats out here with us, and they have not gotten a swim in either, so it's not looking good.
Yeah, we've been out here for...
It's 3 o'clock,
yeah,
so...
almost 6.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little rolly out here.
Yeah, a couple people have gotten seasick. We're fine, which is good. So yeah, it's been kind of a bummer. I mean, it is early in the season, and of course, they're wild animals, and so you can't predict what they're gonna do. So I think like they've seen a whale shark every day in the past week, and this is just
It's one of those chances you take.
yeah, one of the chances. Bummer.
While it was disappointing not to see any whale sharks, we still got to spend a day out on the water, and that makes it a pretty good day in my book. Not to mention, we still found a great way to have a bit of fun before the end of the trip.
That does not look like the Ningaloo Reef behind you.
It is not. I'm like, what does it look like behind me? I don't know.
So where are we?
We are back in Perth, and we are headed to Fremantle right now, and we are taking a ferry from Fremantle to Rottnest Island. And Rottnest is home to Quokkas, which are the cutest, friendliest, most selfie-taking, adorable marsupials out there.
And this is the hope we make up for not seeing whale sharks.
Yes, we may not have seen a whale shark, but we will see a quokka.
The ferry ride was a quick one, and once on Rottnest, we rented some bikes and set off riding around the island. This time, we spotted a quokka almost immediately, and it was only the first of many. Oh, oh my goodness, you are friendly, aren't you? You want to look at the camera up here for me? Nope. Amy's like, I want a selfie so bad. The day is finally over. We have ridden, not around the entire island, but the medium difficulty loop, right?
Yeah, we did the medium.
Yeah, that was a good one. So, did seeing all those quokkas make up for not seeing any whale sharks?
Yes, the quokkas are a lot more cuddly than the whale sharks. So,
or at least willing to make an appearance on things.
Yeah, and there were a lot of them. We saw like...
Oh, dozens.
Yeah, like 30 maybe. Yeah, it was a good number.
Yeah, so we returned the bikes. We're here waiting for our ferry. We've got a few drinks just to enjoy the rest of the day.
And a lovely view.
That's true, because that means this is pretty much the end of our travels around Australia. It was a nice treat to celebrate 6 weeks of traveling around Australia, but man, were we ready to get back home. We are burning that late night oil trying to get stuff finished because, including this video, because we are setting sail tomorrow to some more remote parts of Indonesia. We have been moving very quickly recently. We are headed up to Singapore in a couple of weeks, so we've got a lot of ground still to cover, try to clear out. So sorry things have been a little bit delayed in coming out, but appreciate your patience. So this video is going to be the last one from our Australian touring adventures. We will be back to Starry Horizons in the next one. Got a bit of boat work still to do, which is always the case on a boat, but thanks for sticking around. Hope you all check out the next video. We'll see y'all next time.